Well, we have arrived at the battlefield. Hans, perhaps you turn on the radio, yeah? Maybe see what kind of tunes are available here? Death is a preferable alternative to stale memes. Welcome back to the channel, lads and ladies, and welcome to It's Sunday in, well, something other than the SDKFZ 6/2. I think that's what it's called. Anyway, it is a scrap heap now as I struggle briefly. What in the yuck is going on with the replay, lads and ladies? War Thunder replay system. In any event, now that he's in the Puma, one of the finest light tanks by designation in the game, a very compelling 8-wheeled, all-wheel drive thing, armored car, German Wunderweapon, with a fantastic amount of mobility. The SDKFZ 234 slash, what is it, the /3, I think? Again, I might be a little bit in over my head here, but it's a fantastic platform for a wide variety of battle ratings in War Thunder as a point capper with a decent amount of firepower even beyond its initial battle rating. It sits somewhere around, 2.0, 3.0, something like that. It's a good vehicle. Not so tanky against practically anything, but with a turret that's not entirely useless and a relatively small profile for the amount of speed and firepower you can get out of it. As I mentioned, top-of-the-line mobility and handling that has been greatly improved with several updates to armored cars since its introduction. It is a very enjoyable vehicle to die in. It's Sunday, having something of a rough go of it here in this replay that I recorded shortly after the Chinese vehicles. The Chinese Best Buy rent-a-vehicles had been added to the game. Now, in a different 50mm high velocity gun platform, this time a Panzer III, it's Sunday coming back from a fairly hefty deficit. So this is one of those matches where things didn't go well for him in his first spawn, as we briefly touched on there, and things are certainly not going well for him with his second spawn, getting taken down by a cheeky shot from that M476W, I think. No, that might have been the M476A1. I don't know. It's Chinese, okay? They probably called it something cool like King Feng Ber. But I'm sorry to all of you that speak Chinese or know Chinese people. I think that the various Chinese mainland languages are fascinating, and it's only by ignorance that provides such a poor approximation of what they might sound like. In other words, let's just move on. So, with a machine gun burst and then a main gun shot into that, what is that thing called? I can't think of it right now. The little baby Soviet tank destroyer. And then another shot at a T-34. No sauce on that one. It's Sunday is back in the match, and he's going to need to get a lot more activity and spawn points to be able to have something of a safety net here in case his third life doesn't work out for him. But he has shown, one, I keep saying it again and again, low tier is fun tier. This is really where the heart of War Thunder is, in my humble opinion. And at the same time, when it comes to core War Thunder, you do want to have a diverse and effective lineup of vehicles to back you up. And we see exactly why, as ItzSundayy's third life is turning out a lot better than his first. The relatively low amount of high explosive filler in the 50mm round is showing its weakness in the game of War Thunder, as it took 3 good hits into that T-34 to take him down, and that looks like a Chinese T-34 as well, judging from the decal that I saw there. And again, this is a very popular nation right now. Another thing that I've noticed lately is that dead tanks and other vehicles tend to put up a huge column of black smoke right now, which definitely helps with identifying a dead vehicle. I haven't checked to see how long that column of smoke goes up, but a side effect is that it can very much obscure your view of the battlefield from the air, and indeed, I suppose, from the ground as well. And that is a realistic change in War Thunder that I find both intriguing and unappetizing at the same time. I have a hard enough time seeing what's going on in this game, with stuff flying all over the place, and dust and smoke and dirt and grit and everything else getting kicked up regularly, that I already feel like a blind person. So it is something of a learning curve for me as this game continues to progress. Speaking of, ItzSundayyy continuing to move through the map here from one position to another, keeping his eyes open, his ears open. You can see his style is to look in the direction that an enemy is most likely to be, and generally that works out well for you. You see he's changing direction fairly often. Now what I would do is be checking my left and my right corners on a fairly frequent basis, which makes watching my gameplay a little bit more annoying because I'm bouncing all over the screen looking at things, but it does pay off every now and then, and that's why I practice checking my corners, something that ItzSundayyy is not doing quite so much here. But then again, this is a replay, and it could also be that we're just not getting a perfect example of what he was actually doing from his perspective because of the limitations of the War Thunder replay system. In any event, all that is to say, ItzSundayyy still hunting for the enemy here as we progress later into the match. And while we wait for him to get taken down from a side shot, you gotta check those corners. ItzSundayyy. He's gonna get another spawn, and I'll tell you about my Halloween. So I had a great time at Halloween. I didn't know that it was gonna be Brooklyn's favorite holiday, but she's the tank toddler, and she loves to dress up. She loves to wear like multiple shirts and sweatshirts and hats and pants and just wear all kinds of different outfits. And so Halloween, what the heck was that? Looking at muddy water? Too spooky, I tell you. But Halloween was a total blast for her. Tank Mommy and Tank Daddy took her to the Trunk and Treat, which is like a trick-or-treat event where people bring their cars and fill the back of their car with candies and hand them out to the kids as they all come by. And that sort of makes it to where everything can be in one place in this little town, and that helps out in a lot of ways. I find that to be a lovely event, and I saw a lot of people that I recognize, and I was dressed up in an adult-sized Pikachu onesie that I greatly enjoyed, walking around going, Pika Pika, Pika Pika this, and other silly stuff. And today is actually the day after Halloween, a Friday. Oh no, run! It's Rebecca Black! But, you know, people give her too much flack. It's not her fault that she has no talent and that she bought a music video to be produced by a reasonably, you know, avaricious production company. It's not her fault that she made a horrible video. She didn't know anything, and nobody told her no. Anyway, that is what it is. Now, it's Sunday in one of the stars of the rank 3, I think. Air Forces, could even be, I think it's a rank 3. The BF 110, and I think this is it the F? It's, again, I need to get back into playing this BR, but I've got some more adventures in helicopters to do before I get to that, and I may have just picked up the Meteor on half off, or the Reaper, Meteor Mark 8, something like that. Anyway, for 25 bucks and a premium jetpack, that's not bad, and at 8.0, that sits at a battle rating that I can actually play and enjoy, so I'm looking forward to pairing that with my Shot Cal. In any event, it's Sunday, trying to pair up his weapons with some ground targets, maybe even an aircraft. And the BF-110, would you please stop jittering? Sorry. War Thunder replay system, everybody, is a great vehicle to do just that in. One of the things I love about ground strike, or I should say mixed battles in low to mid tier, is just the amount of skill that it takes to line up on your targets, the amount of awareness that you have to have, and the amount that it pays off at the same time. CAS in high tier is definitely demanding, but far less rewarding, and so I tend to be a fan of this part of the game where skill, and yes, it does take skill to ground strike and not slam into the ground or get intercepted or shot down. Try it for yourself if you don't agree. Well, skill pays off. I seem to be a little bit distracted in this one. I was thinking about making a War Thunder music video. Uh-oh. I better look out. I'll be the next Rebecca Black. It's Panzer Day, but I have a wicked sore throat, and my precious daughter, my adorable tank toddler, was playing trick or treat with me, and she gave me a bucket, and I was laying on the couch, and she would put a bunch of toys into the bucket and say, trick or treat, one candy, and then I would give her one candy, which was any of this assortment of small toys that she put in the bucket, and then she would squeal and do a little lap around the living room, and then come back again and do trick or treat again. Trick or treat, one candy. It's so cute. One candies, please. That kid is so freaking cute right now. Anyway, that was all super adorable up until the point where she smacked me in the mouth with the empty bucket that I had sitting on my tummy, because she just thought that would be a funny thing to do. And when I say she smacked me, like, I tasted the corner, the metal corner of this plastic bucket. It's like reinforced. And I also tasted blood at the same time. So I'm like, ow, fuck! And she's just like, ha 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 ha! Because she thought it was just hilarious that Daddy was like, because I always like, I let her attack me, and she's allowed to like hit Daddy and then laugh. And because usually she's not smacking me in the lips with a metal ring with some weight behind it. So that was a learning experience for both of us. In any event, I hope you enjoyed this replay. It's definitely been a lot more relaxed. I threw a little meme in there for you at the beginning, and I've been working on a meme compilation, and I love showing off these replays. You know, It's Sunday definitely didn't break new ground here, but it was a tough battle with a lot of deaths, and he stuck with it, and he got a good result out of it. And I felt like sharing that. So hope you enjoyed, and I would love to encourage you guys to send in your replays. Catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.